Tony Stark is a man of science, and thanks to his off-the-charts intellect and billions of dollars in the bank account, he has been able to achieve things that even gods would be envy of. In this video, we discuss one of many Tony Stark's incredible inventions, his Sorcerer Supreme armor. But before we get into it, if you enjoy Marvel and superhero content, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I try to bring to you only the finest and the best of the stories that will leave you gasping for more. If you have any questions or want to just say hello, then feel free to drop by my Instagram profile.
Let's go to you. I'm the best.
Tony is more than just his pretty tech. As he himself says, he's a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist, but nonetheless, it's his astonishing inventory of mind-boggling armors that defines him as the Iron Man. Most of Tony's self-made armors are powered by the high-tech innovations, but at times Tony Stark has delved into the realm of magic to create some of the most powerful armors. And the Uru armor was one of them, which was not only made of the Uru metal, the same material from which Thor's Stormbreaker is forged, but was also enchanted by Odin's magic. But the best showcase of Tony's technology, mingled with magic, comes in the form of his Sorcerer Armor. To get an idea of what Sorcerer Armor is, just imagine Tony Stark being both Iron Man and Sorcerer Supreme at the same time. Which sounds crazy, I know, but believe it or not, it happened. It is one of the most bonkers stories of the Marvel's multiverse. The story is set in a parallel universe where Doctor Strange and Tony Stark were friends before Doctor Strange loses his hands in the tragic car accident. Tony blames himself for the accident as he had earlier tried to get him drunk. Tony Stark sets on a journey to find a solution to fix Doctor Strange's hands. He soon realizes technology can't solve the problem, so he goes looking for the legend of the Ancient One, just like Doctor Strange did in the main storyline.
Teach me.
No.
Tony meets with the Ancient One at Kamartaj, where he learns the ways of the mystic arts. After months of intensive training, Tony earns the title of the Sorcerer Supreme. Soon Dormammu invades Earth, and if you have seen the Doctor Strange movie, then you know who Dormammu is. But just to refresh memories, Dormammu is one of the most powerful entities in the Marvel Universe. He is the absolute ruler of the Dark Dimension, where he is almost invincible and omnipotent. So to stop someone as powerful as Dormammu, Tony realizes that his magical skill sets might not be enough. So he makes himself a Sorcerer Armor, which is made of unearthly materials provided by the Vishanti themselves. Vishanti are godlike entities who support Sorcerer Supreme and help protect Earth from evil forces. The Sorcerer Armor had ton of special features customized to suit a wizard's need. Even the Clock of Levitation was a part of the armor. The Arc Reactor, however, was replaced by the Eye of Agamotto. Just to clarify things, in comics Eye of Agamotto doesn't house the Time Stone, so the Sorcerer Armor had no Infinity Stones attached to it, not even the Time Stone. But the suit's onboard computer system had an exhaustive database of magical spells, and the built-in AI helped Tony with which spells to cast, and even suggested counter spells to the spells cast by the enemies. The suit had the ability to directly channel the eldritch forces that otherwise required the name or a ritual, so this allowed Tony to cast spells at much faster rate than his opponents. Equipped with this OP suit, Sorcerer Supreme Tony goes to the Dark Dimension to fight Dormammu. Tony and Dormammu engage in an intensive battle, but Tony is defeated and taken captive. Later, Doctor Strange, with the help of Dormammu's niece, is able to free Tony Stark and recover the Sorcerer Armor. Tony challenges Dormammu for a rematch, but this time Dormammu agrees to fight on the astral plane, that is the spirit world. While they were battling in the astral world, Tony's armor lifts him and grabs Dormammu, teleporting him all over the multiverse. This forces Dormammu to accept his defeat and retreat. Tony returns back to Earth, but the Sorcerer Armor is lost somewhere in the multiverse. The ending of this story is pretty much similar to Dormammu I Have Come to Bargain, only this time around, it was Tony who was doing the bargaining, and instead of using the Time Stone to trap Dormammu in a time loop, Tony uses the Sorcerer Armor to teleport Dormammu all over the multiverse until he agreed to retreat. This What If storyline isn't the only time that we get to see Tony as a wizard. In one of the main continuity storylines, Tony Stark becomes the Sorcerer Supreme sometime in the future. As far as MCU is concerned, it seems far-fetched at the moment that we'll get to see Tony Stark casting some magical spells. But maybe, just maybe, Marvel explores these alternate stories in their upcoming What If TV series on their streaming platform Disney+. So that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments on Tony Stark being the man of magic, and don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content.